Namaskar. I am Rohin Chandra Das, Assistant Professor of Economics, Bongaigaon College, Bongaigaon, Assam. Through this video, we discuss how to solve a linear programming problem using simplex method. Simplex method is an iterative process for searching the optimal solution of a linear programming problem. In this iterative process, we move from one basic feasible solution to another until we get optimal solution, that is extreme point. Extreme point means maximum value of a maximization problem or minimum value of a minimization problem. To discuss the simplex method, we take an example of profit maximization problem. To maximize profit, z is equal to 4x1 plus thrice x2 subject to x1 plus x2 less than equal to 4 twice x1 plus x2 less than equal to 6, x1 and x2 greater than is equal to 0. Using slack variables, also called dummy variable, s1 and s2, we rewrite the problem as maximize profit z equal to 4x1 plus thrice x2 plus 0 multiplied by s1 plus 0 multiplied by s2 subject to x1 plus x2 plus s1 equal to 4 twice x1 plus x2 plus s2 equal to 6, x1 comma x2 greater than equal to 0. Here the maximized profit, that is objective function, can be written as, that is taking the right hand side part into the left hand side portion, that is z minus 4x1 minus thrice x2 minus 0 multiplied by s1 minus 0 multiplied by s2 equal to 0. Now here we put 0 multiplied by s1 and 0 multiplied by s2 in objective function, because in objective function there is no s, that is why we have put the coefficient 0, their coefficient as 0. But in constraints, that is subject to x1 plus x2 plus s1, that is we use the first dummy, that is s1, to equalize the first constant, that is equal to 4, and we use the second dummy, that is s2, to equalize the second constant, that is twice x1 plus x2 plus s2 equal to 6. Now we put all this information in a simplex table. The simplex table has z column, x1, x2, s1, s2, constants. So these are the basic columns of simplex table. Here we have row 0, row 1, row 2. Rho 0 to 0 is for the coefficient of objective function. Rho 1 is for the coefficients of first constraints. Rho 2 is for the coefficients of second constraints. Now to this corresponding to this rho 0, we put the coefficients of the variables of profit function, that is objective function. Here the coefficient of z is 1, so that is why it is 1. Coefficient of x1 is -4, so that is why it is -4. Coefficient of x2 is -3, so that is why it is -3. Coefficient of s1 is -0, that is why it is 0, minus plus, that is the 0 ultimately. So coefficient of s2 is 0, so 0. There is no constant, that is constant part is 0, so that is why it is 0. Now come to the rho 1. Here first constant is x1 plus x2 plus s1 equal to 4, so that is why there is no z, so the coefficient of z is 0, so that is why it's 0. So coefficient of x1 is 1, so it is 1. Coefficient of x2 is 1, so it is 1. Again coefficient of s1 is 1, so that is why it is 1. There is no s2, so that is why it is 0. The constant part is equal to 4, so it is 4. Like that, in rho 2 there is no z in second constant, so that is why it is 0. Coefficient of x1 is 2, so it is 2. Coefficient of x2 is 1, so it is 1. Coefficient of s1, that means there is no s1, so that is why it is 0. Coefficient of s2 is 1, so it is 1. The constant part is 6. Now look at this table. This table has 3 columns, which is a columns of an identity matrix. This column, and this column. So let us take these 3 columns. We get this identity matrix. So first columns for z, so we have got this z. Second columns is for s1, so that is why it's s1. Third column is of s2, so that is why it is s2, equal to the constants, that is constant, that is 0, 4, 6, 0, 4, 6. So from this table we get basic solution as z is equal to 0, s1 is equal to 4, s2 is equal to 6. There is no x1 and x2 in this matrix, so that's why x1 is 0 and x2 is 0. So this is the basic solution. Why it is basic solution? Here we have added 2 dummies, s1 and s2, which is the value 4 for s1, 6 for s2, but z has no value, that is z has the only 0. From this basic solution we will search the value of choice variables x1 and x2, and similarly we will get the value of z. So this is the basic aim of a simplex method. Now how we can search it, we go to the further steps. We have to go to the further steps. Now in this table you see that is table number 1 already we have created. Here we have added one column, that is bj by baij. Okay, so this is the bj is the constant divided by the coefficient of the variables where the pivot column exists. Now what is the pivot column now? First, we have to see the raw zero table where we have some positive and negative value. But in case of maximization problem, we have to see the minimum values, that is negative values. Here we have two negative values, -4 and -3. Out of these two, -4 is the lowest negative value is 4, absolute value is 4, but -4 means the lowest negative. The value where the lowest negative exists is known as the column where the lowest negative value exists is called the pivot column. Okay. By taking this pivot column, we have to identify the pivot row. So how to identify it? So that is why we have added this Bj by Aij. Here we have to divide the constant by the elements of pivot column. So it is 0. Second is 4 divided by this 1 equal to 1. 6 divided by this 2 equal to 3. So out of these two, 3 is the minimum. So corresponding to this, we get this row, this R2 row is called the pivot row. Now pivot column and pivot row is intersect each other at point at this element 2, that is T2 is the common element of pivot row and pivot column. So these two or this element is known as pivot element. Now according to the procedure of simplex method, we have to convert this pivot element into equivalent to 1. We have to convert this pivot element into 1, and the other elements of pivot column should be 0. That is, these two must be 1, this one should be 0, and this -4 must be 0. Now how we can convert? So this conversion process should always, we should take the pivot rows. By taking this pivot row, we have to convert this pivot element into 1, and other elements into 0, and accordingly all the values will change. So this is the procedure of simplex method. Let us see how to convert it into 1. See how to convert these 2 of row 2 into 1. If we divide the row 2 by 2, because it is 2, so that is why we divided this row by 2, then it will become 1. Now if we divide this row 2 by 2, we will get the row 2 of table number 2. Let us see it. So see, 0 is divided by 2 is 0, 2 is divided by 2 is 1, 1 is divided by 2 is half, 0 divided by 2 is 0, again 1 divided by 2 is half, 6 divided by 2 is 3. So this is the row of table number 2. Yes, we have got one row of table number 2 where the pivot element is converted into 1. Now next, we have to convert the other element equivalent to 0. How to convert? Let us take the R1 rows. So here in this row 1 we have 1. This one has to be converted into 0 by taking R2, that is row 2. How it can be possible? See, it is 1. If it becomes 1, if we deduct it, then automatic find if we deduct it, then that will be the 0. See here, if R1 minus R2 divided by 2 will give this equivalent to 0, and if we convert all the values in such taking this relation, then we'll get the R1 row of the table number 2. Now let us see it. So it is the R1, that is row 1. Next, this is next row is R2 divided by 2. So it is this same row here put it. That is, if you want to see, 0 divided by 2 is 0, 2 divided by 2 is 1, 1 divided by 2 is half, 0 divided by 2 is 0, 1 divided by 2 is 2, 6 divided by 2 is 3. Or deduct it. 0 minus 0, 0, 1 minus 1, 0, 1 minus half is half, 1 minus 0 is 1, 1 minus half is minus half, 4 by 4 minus 3 is 1. So this is the row number 1 of table number 2. Here we have put it this value 0, 0, half, 1 minus half, 1. Yes. Now come to the row 1. Now see how the row 0 come to the row 0. How the row 0 can be okay. How this value of the, that is minus 4 of the row 0 can be converted into 0, makes it can be 0 by taking this row 2. See, this is the minus 4. Here we have 2. If we multiply this row by 2, then it will become 4. So minus 4 plus 4, ultimately it will become 0. So that is why we'll take the relation this way, that is R0, this line, plus 2 times of R2, that is we will multiply this row R2 by 2, then it will become 0. Ultimately we will get other values also, and we'll get the ultimately we'll get the R0 row of table number 2. So this is the R0, put it here, yes. Then 2 times of R2, that is 0 multiplied by 2 is 0, 2 multiplied by 2 is 4, 1 multiplied by 2 is 2, 0 multiplied by 2 is 0, 1 multiplied by 2 is 2, 6 multiplied by 2 is 12. So it is minus, it is plus. It is minus 4, it is plus 4. So plus it, ultimately we'll get it is 1, 1 plus 0 is 1, minus 4 plus 4 is 0, minus 3 plus 2 is minus 1, 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 2 is 2, 0 plus 12 is 12. So this is the row 0 of table 2. Well, yes. Okay, let us see next table. That is the table already we have calculated. We have got this earlier table, that is table number 2. Again we have to proceed the same way as we have done from table number 1. Here we have to see whether this R0 has negative or not, negative value or not. Here is a one negative value, that is minus 1. So that is why this x2 column is a pivot column, and taking this pivot column we have to identify the pivot row. Again this constant divided by this element, that is 1 divided by half is equal to 2, 3 divided by half equal to 6. So out of this 2 is the minimum, so this will be the R1 will be the pivot row. Now here this half is the pivot element because it is the common element of pivot column and pivot row. Now taking this half, we have to convert this minus 1 value of R0 into 0, and this half value of this value of R2 into 0, and this half of R1 should be converted into 1. Now how it can be converted into 1? It is, since it is 1 by 2, if we multiply it by 2, then it will come, it will become 1, and accordingly others will be the other elements will change. See, 2 multiplied by R1 will give the row 1 of the table number 3. Okay, see, 2 multiplied by 0 is 0, 2 multiplied by 0 is 0 again, 2 multiplied by half is 1, 2 multiplied by 1 is 2, 2 multiplied minus half is minus 1, 2 multiplied by 1 is 2. So this row is the row of table number 3. Let's put it here, we'll get this row. Next, let us take the R0, that is R0 row of table number 2, where we have minus 1 in the pivot column. So my minus 1 should be 0. Mind it, see it, it is minus 1. If it becomes 1, if we added up these two, then it will become 0. So that is why we take the relation is like that. R0 plus 2 multiplied by R1, what will give us? It is 0 value. Accordingly, all the values will change, and that will give us the R0 row of table number 3. Now let us see it. First, R0 value, that is 1, 0, minus 1, 0 to 12. Okay, 2 multiplied by R1, that is we have to multiply this row by 2. Already we have done here, so just put it here. Okay, then plus it. 1 plus 0 is 1, this 0, 0, 0, minus 1 plus 1, 0, 0 plus 2 is 2, 2 minus 1 is 1, 12 plus 2 is 14. So this is the row 0 of table number 3. Put it in table number 3. So putting this, we get 1, 0, 0, 2, 1, 14. Now come to the last row, that is R2. It is also half, it is also half. So there is no questions, both are half. So simply deducting this R1, row 1 from row 2, then row 2, the value of this value of the row 2 will become 0. So that is why we take this relation this way. R2 minus R1 will give us row 2 of the table number 3. Let us take row 2, that is 1, 0, half, 1, half, 3. Then row 1, so this is the value, minus it, we'll take this 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 2. Okay, so this is the R2 of table number 2. So put it here, we'll get this table. Okay, now now we'll go to the next slide, where we take this table 3. Well, now this is the table 3. Already we have got in the process of calculation process of the simplex method. See here, we have no negative value in the row 0. Since this row 0 has no negative value, that is why we are confirmed that we have got the final solution of this maximization problem. So from this table, again we'll get an identity matrix, that is this is 1 0 0 1 1. So this is the identity matrix. Now see, the first column of the identity matrix is of Z, so that is why multiplied by say this matrix, that is Z. Second column is of x2, so that is why it is x2, and third column is of x1, so that is why x1 is equal to constant matrix where we have 14 2 and 2. Well, so from this matrix relation we get the final solution. The final solution is Z is equal to 14, x2 is equal to, sorry, x1 is equal to 2, that is x1 is equal to 2, x2 is equal to 2, so x2 is equal to 2, that is x2 is equal to 2. See, S1 and S2, they are elements. These columns, these are not the columns of columns of S1 column is in the column of identity matrix, or column of S2 also is not a column of identity matrix, so that is why their value is S1 is equal to 0 and S2 is equal to 0. Okay, so therefore maximum profit Z is equal to 14, and profit maximizing output level is x1 is equal to 2 and x2 is equal to 2. Now we can prove it whether it is correct or not by substituting the values of x1 and x2 in the objective function, as we got in the first in the beginning of the beginning of this slideshow. Okay, this is the objective function. Z is equal to 4x1 plus thrice x2 plus 0 multiplied by s1 plus 0 multiplied by s2. Put the values of x1, x2, s1 and s2. That is, value of x1 is 2, value of x2 is 2, s1, value of s1 is 0, value of s2 is 0. So ultimately we get the values 14. So this is the maximum profit, or it is the final solution we got by searching through from the basic solution. So this is the procedure of method of simplex, sorry, a procedure of calculation procedure of simplex method. This is how we can got a final solution with the help of a simplex method. So this is the suggested reading list. You should go through it. So finally, thank you.